You'll probably agree that the ultralight backpacking community is growing rapidly, but I've noticed that ultralight food folks are consuming isn't the same quality as the gear purchased. So today, I'm going to rock the boat a little bit and share 7 features of ultralight backpacking food that you might be overlooking. First off, you might be asking, who's this woman and what does she know about backpacking food, and ultralight food specifically? Well, my name is Erin Owens Mayhew, and I'm an ultralight, long-distance backpacking dietitian. I know that's a mouthful for a career. I've been a dietitian for almost 19 years and now spend 100% of my time creating ultralight backpacking recipes and meal planning resources for backpackers based on my own experience as a backpacker. And here's a fun fact about me. I live and work full-time in a camper van with my husband and our dog, and this is currently our backyard. So yes, I actually do practice what I preach. In my opinion, there's so much more to ultralight food than just being high calorie and lightweight. Just like any piece of gear, there's a laundry list of criteria that must be met before food makes its way into my pack. So let's break them down. Meals must be quick and easy to prepare at home and on the trail. For me, this means that meals are prepared in a single pot and do not require simmering for extended periods of time. How exactly is this related to ultralight backpacking? The easier meals are to prepare at home, the more likely you are to take more nutritious and calorically dense meals with you on the trail. And one-pot meals means your cook set can be simply a small pot and a spork, all of which reduces the weight in your pack. Food should be low volume while still providing the nutrition needed, as well as allowing room for necessary gear in your pack. For example, check out how our ultralight marinated chickpeas recipe compares to this commercially prepared chickpea-based recipe. Actually, when you look at this, the meal is primarily rice and only a few chickpeas. Our chickpea recipe provides 750 calories in only 1 cup serving and 5-ounce dry weight, including the olive oil, compared to 850 calories in 2 servings and 8-ounce dry weight. So if you're a numbers fan, that means that this is 147 calories per ounce versus 108 calories per ounce. Our recipes also provide a similar amount of protein and a smaller volume of food. Recipes require minimal amounts of water to rehydrate, which further reduces your pack weight and dramatically decreases the fuel needed to boil that water. Going back to the chickpea meals, our recipe requires only 4 ounces or 120 milliliters of water, which would fit in the bag if you like freezer bag style cooking. The chana masala recipe requires 2¼ cups of water or 540 milliliters, which would require you to split the meal into 2 separate bags or cook in a much larger pot than our chickpea meal. Oh, and our recipe is meant to be cold soak, which means you could leave your pot at home and save several more ounces. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should consume less water by using low water meals. It's important to stay hydrated on trail, but I found that by not needing these extra 2 cups of water for a meal reduces stress around finding campsites with water sources. It also reduces the water weight carried when I have to camp at dry sites. 4 ounces versus 18 ounces of water is a huge weight savings. Less water also cuts your stove burn time, which means you can pack less fuel, further lowering your pack weight. The grams saved are really adding up, right? Recipes need to be pliable so they take up less space in your pack and fill in those nooks and crannies in your bear can. If you're able to fit all of your food in one bear bag instead of 2, your pack weight is going to be less. Our black bean dip is an excellent example of this. It's tiny, but it still provides a load of nutrition. This meal provides 675 calories and 3.5 ounces of dry weight, including the Fritos that go with it, at 193 calories per ounce. By using recipes like this one, I once packed 7-day supply of 5,000 calories per day in this very bear can. Food must taste good. If you dread eating the food in your pack, then you're likely to eat less than you should, and you may end up carrying leftover meals back home or until you find a hiker box to dump them in. Or you may not want to finish your meals and the wet leftovers will weigh you down if you choose to carry it with you versus dumping the leftover food in the backcountry. Leftover wet food is the worst in my mind when it comes to unnecessary pack weight. I don't know about you, but high caloric density food isn't worth its weight if I'm not willing to eat it. So here's an example of our strawberry cheesecake that's meant to be 2 servings, but I have a really hard time sharing it with my husband because it's so good. Contrary to popular belief, backpacking food doesn't have to be expensive like the ultralight gear you're also carrying on your back. I won't disagree that traditional hiker foods that are considered ultralight can be purchased on the cheap, but they don't provide the same nutrition as homemade meals that will keep you from experiencing those sugar highs and lows. Homemade meals don't have to include those more expensive freeze-dried ingredients either. Nutritious meals can be made using simple ingredients found in your local grocery store. So going back to our chickpea recipe, you can buy a can of chickpeas for less than $1 and dehydrate them yourselves, add the herbs and olive oil for a total of roughly $1 per serving. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can purchase chickpeas already dehydrated and pay roughly $4 per serving, which is still quite a bit cheaper than the $7 for this commercially prepared meal. And finally, number 7, the calories per ounce piece, which is what most folks use to define the ultralight backpacking foods. My personal goal is to meet a daily average of 150 calories per ounce. Now that doesn't mean that all of my meals and snacks are 150 calories per ounce, which I think sometimes folks try to accomplish with their own food. Some of my meals or snacks will be more calorically dense, while others will be less calorically dense. This allows me to eat a wide variety of foods without having to consume high-fat foods all day long. This method also allows me to meet my protein and carbohydrate goals that encourage muscle recovery and avoid hitting the wall in the afternoon. Higher fat foods sometimes do not contain enough protein or carbs. So how does this translate into food weight in your pack? For 5,000 calories at 150 calories per ounce, your food will weigh 2 pounds 1 ounce, or 937 grams. Let's say your calorie goal is only 3,500 calories. That means that your food will weigh only 1 pound 7 ounces, or 653 grams. This example also shows that you don't have to pack those 2 pounds of food per day like the golden rule suggests, but I'll go into that in more details on another day. So there you have it, 7 features of ultralight backpacking food to consider when planning for your next adventure. There's truly so much more to food than just looking at calories and how much it weighs. I also believe that food should be high performing, just like the ultralight gear you're carrying on your back. Okay, now here's my sales pitch. You can exit the video now, but you might want to stick around for just a second. If you're interested in learning more about ultralight backpacking food, check out our website, backcountryfoodie.com, where we offer more than 100 recipes and a variety of meal planning resources specifically focusing on what I described in the video today. Check out the description below for discounts we're offering on our services. Also, please leave a comment or feel free to reach out to me directly with any questions you have about preparing for your next adventure. I'm truly passionate about backpacking food and love helping backpackers just like you achieve their goals. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.